Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. Good day for me. Um, let's talk about it. I've worn it the last couple days, and it's Zino by Davidoff. 1986, classified as an Oriental Woody. Uh, Oriental Woody Fougere is what I'd call it, but hey, I don't make the classifications. Um, this one's been talked about to death, honestly. What more can I say, really? But I'll give you my 2 cents on it. My take on it. Though there's probably going to be nothing revolutionary in what I have to say about it. It's just a nice fragrance, but we'll get into it. Um, there's the bottle. You don't really need to see the box. This bracket. Yeah, no, I got it over here, right? Decent atomizer. Nothing wrong with the atomizer. Give it a second. Yeah. Oh my goodness. An absolute classic. And, like most classics, it has its haters, it has its detractors, it has its lovers. Uh, and that's classics with anything, really: movies, video games, arts, food, whatever. They all get their lovers and their haters. Uh, some people like to just bang on stuff because it's different or it's old. Some people love stuff simply because they're old. Then you have people like me who I tend to like old stuff, but not just because they're old. I think this style of perfumery, for me personally, um, was better than what we're getting now. For the most part, there's some good ones now, but yeah, this style of perfumery for me was more my. I mean, not my heyday. I mean, Jesus, 1986. I didn't reach double digits yet, but yeah, great fragrances. I love these old school ones. Um, I will say, if you don't like old school fougères or Oriental woody fougères, this isn't going to change your mind at all. If you do like old school woody fougères, bit of a barbershop vibe to them too, you're probably going to really like this one. I don't know what took me so long to try this one, other than I just kept doing, I'll pick it up eventually, pick it up eventually. Every time I go to pick it up, eventually it'd be gone. So the next time it was in, I was on the mailing list for Fragby, and they told me it was back. I bought it right away. I'm done doing that. It's going to end up being one of those escape things where I never get to try it for 30 years. So, yeah, I bought it. I'm not disappointed at all. I might get a backup bottle of it. It's cheap. It's like $25 for like 125 mils too. It's cheap. Um, just one of the best old school fragrances as far as I'm concerned. Right up there with the Tom Ford Beau de Jour, the Azara Pour Homme, the Rive Gauche, etc., etc. Even a bit of an Old Spice vibe to this in the Fire Dry Down. So you know what you're getting. It's masculine, unapologetically. Some people would say old school. I say classic. There's a difference. Figure it out for yourself though. A ton of notes, like most older fragrances. I wrote some down. Here's some of the prominent ones: patchouli, rosewood, lavender, sandalwood, vanilla, cedar, and the list goes on and on and on. From the first spray, I get a little dank, funky, woody patchouli. Not really unpleasant, but I can definitely see if you're judging this off of the first 5 minutes or so, most people are going to think it stinks. Give it 5 minutes. It only takes 4 or 5 minutes. Uh, then it quickly turns into a nice green, woody, clean patchouli and lavender combo. Uh, and then going into the mid, the kind of powdery, soapy lavender and peppery, woody cedar starts to become a little more prominent. You're still picking up that patchouli, of course. Patchouli's pretty much start to finish. Uh, but yeah, and that's where it mostly smells like what I would call, people call a barbershop. Is the mid and into a bit of the dry down. But as you get into that dry down, again, you keep that barbershoppy kind of vibe, uh, and that peppery kind of vibe. but you start picking up on this creamy sandalwood vanilla, slightly sweet vanilla combo, and it's just gorgeous. um, Absolutely gorgeous, and that's kind of the fragrance. It's literally that. There's nothing more I can say about it. You've smelled it. If you haven't, do yourself a favor, give it a try, if you can, of course. Um, Now, up close, when you're like smelling it, you're going to pick up more of that barbershop vibe, but within, like I said, a couple hours at most, in the air, it starts to become, when you up close, it's still got that barbershoppy, mostly barbershoppy kind of vibe, but in the air, it's more of this. It's still got that barbershop vibe, of course, but this, like I said, slightly sweet, spiced vanilla and little creamy woodiness from the sandalwood. It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I'm surprised it took me this long to try it. I really am. Um, how I applied it, let's get into that. A couple in my moisturizer, two or one, uh, two on the chest, shirt on, two on the shirt, and one in each crank of the elbow. About an hour, a little more, about an arm's length projection, so not too bad, you know. Then it comes in for about 4 hours. This is where this shines. It gives you a really wide bubble, almost projection with its bubble and sillage for about 4 hours. Then a couple hours, just a decent skin scent. You're still leaving a little trail behind you. People, you know, within a few feet are going to be able to smell you. And then it's a skin scent for an hour. Time to reapply. So performance not bad. You know, 7 hours or so. So not bad actually. Um, so how would I describe it? Well, it's definitely an old school masculine uh, barbershop fragrance with hints of that oriental spice, you know, the vanilla and some pepper and another kind of maybe a clovey kind of slight clovey kind of vibe to it. It's a yeah, an oriental barbershop's the best way I can describe it. I can't really it you know, it gets compared to Tom Ford Beau de Jour, and I say yes, there are some similarities. I would say it's Tom Ford Beau de Jour mixed with a little bit of a Zaro Pour Homme and even a little bit, like I said, that Old Spice dry down kind of vibe, where Old Spice has got that vanilla spice wood dry down. Old Spice is highly underrated, highly underrated. Uh, I think the biggest problem with Old Spice is people just put way too much on it once, and we associate it with this strong, in your face, aggressive, old school fragrance. And it's Old Spice is surprisingly fresh, with citruses and whatnot and florals. If you wear it right, it's a great fragrance. But anyway, it's not an Old Spice video. It's this video. So yeah, a little bit of some Tom Ford Beau de Jour, some Azaro Pour Homme, a little bit of Old Spice, all mixed into one. The best of all three of those mixed into one bottle. And you get a truly incredible, to me, one of the best old school masculine kind of fragrances. It is. It even looks like the bottle even looks like 80s. This creamy, yellowy kind of almost smoke stained woods and brown, earthy brown kind of bottle. It's really nice. It collects fingerprints like crazy, though, as you can tell. So anyway, that's it, guys. That's my take on it. I enjoyed it. Of course I would. We all knew I would. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I did, but I knew I'd like it. And if you, like I said, if you're a fan of old school, you know, woody oriental, barbershoppy kind of fragrances, and you haven't tried this one, give it a try. If you're not a fan, just don't even bother. Unless you're curious, don't even bother, because it's not, you ain't going to like it. So, all right, guys, peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.